For the first time in almost 7 years, any Audi owner, fan or enthusiast will feel some sort of hope. So are you ready? I was going to make a typical Auditography video here with cinematic shots, dramatic music and no speech. Just like I've done most of the time for the past 15 years. But after thinking about it for a while, there's no way I can do that here. Not with this car, not when this is so important. I have too much to say and I feel too much not to let it all out. So, let us do this. After my Speak Up For Audi film recently, where I put my whole soul out there explaining how Audi have shattered the trust of their customers in the past 7 years, a lot of things were at stake when I was invited to Germany for the presentation of this new concept car. I was told that this is going to make everything right. I was told that this is going to be the Audi TT moment all over again, but a modern one. And I was told that by the highest people at Audi. This was going to create clarity of what Audi really is. So let's view this Concept C as for exactly that, clarity. I felt the excitement in the air when I entered this hangar at Munich airport. I didn't want to expect too much because I was so disappointed in the past 7 years. But when I entered the studio with all the Audi people that created this car silently watching every move and expression of my face and body, the first thing I felt was relief. This immediately looks like an Audi. There is nothing like this on the road today, and yet it looks like an Audi. The first thing I said out loud was, my gosh, this looks like the Rosemeyer, Nuvolari, Avus and Quattro concepts were put in a mixer together with the first R8 and TT. Yes, the front square grille was a bit of a what on earth moment at first, and I can understand why many people will maybe have an issue with it. But to me it wasn't bad after a minute or two. It's like an evolution of the early Auto Union models and the single frame grille on the D3A8 and C6A6. I was walking lap after lap around the car and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I didn't want to be overexcited at first and then regret it later, so I was trying to keep it cool. But I couldn't help myself. Do I really see a proper Audi badges in metal in the front and rear? Do I really see a normal steering wheel with buttons and lovely materials? And it has a proper badge where you can feel the quality and not those horrendous plastics and lack of identity we've seen in the past few years? Do I really see the so loved pop-out screen inside that was so loved in the A6, A7, C7 and the D4, A8 make a return? I nearly lost it at that moment and was holding my tears back, but that meant so much for me to see that screen pop out. It was simple and yet had all the information that you needed. And my gosh, the interior doesn't have a million screens and it has buttons. Buttons, people. Buttons. A thing that our fingers and muscle memory loves and doesn't make us drive off the road while trying to find functionality in the trillions of icons on the screens. And the interior materials reminded me so much of the first generation TT. Aluminum. My god, have I missed that. And no reflecting and disturbing piano black in sight. All of these feelings were creating an emotion I haven't felt for years about any of the new four-ringed cars. And can we talk about the head and tail lights for a moment? Simplicity and beauty. Not a bunch of divided and split head and tail lights that makes the car look like freak monsters from a scary movie. The headlights design is so important. It's the eyes of the cars. Now they all look the same with no identity at all. These headlights here is something I personally never seen before, where the main beam pops out from the side like it was hiding. I absolutely love it. Looks a bit like a modern version of the pop-up headlights, which in my opinion should make a return. A very memorable moment for me was when one of the designers, Wolf Siebers, showed me the front badge and the grille. I was so into the moment, so I didn't notice at first at all that it was a proper badge with metal. And still being the new 2D logo. I screamed out, oh my god, real metal, Thank you. You have no idea how much this means to so many people, I said. It's been tough and embarrassing to be an Audi fan with these terrible plastic logos in the past years. And then he smiled and showed me his arm. Every single hair on his arm was standing. And he said to me, "See, this is how much this moment means to me." After the emotional first moments and when I was completely alone with the car in the studio for almost 2 hours, everything sank into me more and more. My God, what an utterly beautiful machine this is. I could see the R8 in it, I could see the TT in it, and I smiled. I could feel these two cars smiling down when they saw this. I have to give credits and kudos to the new head designer Massimo Frascella, who seems to respect history and heritage and simplicity and minimalism. Audis have always been beautiful without being too complicated. That can be said about the ridiculousness of the design in the latest models. Regarding the powertrain, I just hope that Audi does something unique. I hope that it won't be something that we could see in so many other manufacturers today. I was told that this will go into production quite quick, maybe even 2 years, and that they will do everything to keep the looks of it. So do I like everything about it? No, not everything. When I saw that the new AC controls were still screen controls, I immediately pointed that out. I said that they have to do better on that. It is so important to have a proper button where you can set your temperature without looking, and you can do it exactly on the 21.5 degrees that you want. I don't care about a screen where I can do gentle, intermediate or strong. I want to control my temperature and airflow with buttons. I want to feel safe when I'm driving, and for God's sake, I do not want to use any voice recognition to change my freaking temperature. What's next? I should have a machine at home saying, "Feed me?" I want to use my brain and my knowledge in life and learn. I don't want everything to be done for me. Also, I get very disappointed that the gear shifter is on the steering column, like in the new Q3. That is a big no-no. Nobody wants it there, and especially your typical Audi driver. A car like this deserves a proper gear shifter in the middle console like it has been for decades. And who on earth wants their windshield wiper stock on the left? Don't try to reinvent the wheel. And another thing I felt was quite underwhelming was the instrument cluster. Yes, it was much nicer than any other new Audi model today, but they can still do so much better. It can't be that hard to program in a look that mimics a real old-school Audi cluster. Have a new one, sure, but add some iconic clusters in a modern version from your iconic cars like the R8, TT or Sport Quattro. It's just a screen. Design it as good as you designed this beautiful car. It deserves that. In the end of my film, I said that hope is the last thing that leaves a person. I had some hope left, even if it was in its last drops. This car here suddenly filled out the glass and became a look into Audi's future with a smile. But what means the most is that I felt something that I haven't felt for years. Pride of the brand that has shaped my entire life.